Hey, so do y'all know who Naomi is? Well, let me spill the tea. So Naomi was Ruth and Orpah's mother-in-law, right? Now, this is back in the Bible days. Naomi's husband done died, and both her sons done died. Yeah, tragic, right? So that means Naomi lost her son and her husband, which means Ruth and Orpah lost both of their husbands too. So Naomi is looking at these two young girls, pretty ladies, and she's like, listen, daughter-in-laws, y'all need to go back home because I can't provide for you here. I'm a widow, and even if I did find a new husband and had a son, y'all gonna be too old for him anyway. For all of that, we're gonna wither away and die, basically. So y'all just go ahead, go on back home, find new husbands, and go ahead and live life. Love you, bye. She kissed him goodbye and she was crying. Orpah left. Ruth was like, no, I'm going to stick beside you. So, Naomi's going back and forth with Ruth, and she's like, nah, you should leave. And Ruth was like, listen, sis, here I am. So what we going to do? So then Naomi was like, you know what? We're going to return back to my homeland. I got some family out there, and I'm sure they'll be able to take care of us, right? But I just want y'all to know that before it got to that, Naomi basically, she was done. Like, she was down and out. To the point where she was telling people, don't call me Naomi. Call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter. And personally, been there. And I just want to let you know before we go any further, just because life is real crappy right now, things might look a little bitter, a little, down and out. Just know that God is crazy, and he ain't gonna leave it like that. He didn't bring you that far just to leave you there. So, moving forward, Naomi was like, oh, you know what? I do got some people you can work in my in Boaz field. That's basically, he's family. He's a kinsman redeemer, even though there's somebody before him. You just go ahead and work in that man's field. That way we can eat and everything. So Boaz noticed Ruth and, gave her a little extra food and sent it home with Naomi too. He was like, hey, make sure you feed my girl. And then Naomi was like, oh, he's being real generous with you. You need to go back. So Ruth goes back. And basically, long story short, Ruth and Boaz get married, and now Ruth is like super, super rich, and Naomi is well taken care of. Now, could you imagine if Naomi had just left it at, don't call me Naomi, call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter? First things first, why would you give up right in the thick of it being ugly? That means you're going to be stuck in that ugly stage. And honestly, who wants to do that? And then y'all don't want to just go on to see what the end gonna be? Like, I don't know. I think it was pretty cool. And then look at how it turned all the way around. Now this girl is richer than she's ever been. Well, this lady is richer than she's ever been because, her daughter-in-law done married her other rich relative. And then, was really tea to me is basically like, Lord, I done lost my train of thought, girly pop. But, basically, just when things is in the nick of is really ugly and things is going down bad, it's always going to be a ram in the bush. It's always going to be some kind of, provisions made for you. All you got to do is ask. Even when you give up hope, God still got you. And now, I think you should definitely go and read the book of Ruth. It's only like 4 chapters. But, the Bible is tea. Y'all better read Ruth and get into it because I skipped around. It gets juicy. So yeah.